Morning, Sam Salinas. What's up? Got a lot of things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Olympics. We're going to be talking about some cowboy talk. Got an injury to report. We're going to be talking about the weekend box office. If y'all went and got and seen any movies. So just waiting for Mike to get here, which he just rolled in. We'll go ahead and start getting into the discussion. Hope everybody's had a good weekend so far. Damn. Looking like you got a court date, bro. And we got new music, too. Intro got updated. We got updated music.
We had to start this all over again so I can hear this.
You hear it? There you go.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Chris Gonzalez, a new show, new intro, new logo, but Jimenez is still late.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Monday, everybody. My name's Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio.
Go to west side.
West Bear County also represented. I walked in and Joe was like, you got a court date or what?
Probation? You going to go see the probation
officer?
officer?
See my probation officer? Dude, you know what? Some Mexicans can dress up in suits.
No, mom.
Shirt and tie.
No,
got a big day at work today, my man. So I got to go in.
You know what that deserves? Because you're here, you're all dressed up. We got to do it, dude.
Yeah. Only if I do the second part.
There you go.
The Monday Grito.
Here he comes.
Here he comes. Oh. Very nice, man. I had an amazing weekend. Was out in Houston. Got to check out an Astros game at Minute Maid Park for the first time ever, man. It was insane.
It was a tiny park, though, right?
It was a tiny park, and that was one of the craziest baseball games I had ever seen in my entire life. Going to an Astros game, for it to be the first game that I've ever been to at Minute Maid Park, and it be that dramatic. Astros were down 5 runs late in the game, came back, got within 1. Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. Dude, I looked at my friend and I was like, that was the hardest hit I ever heard in my life. She and I were like, what the hell happened? It sounded like a whip.
Damn.
Like a pa. And then I went back to see the announcers. The announcers said that it went 443 feet.
Yeah.
And that it was the trajectory, the speed of the bat, the speed of the ball was 119 miles per hour leaving the place. Ohtani stole a base, got a walk, got a single. The guy is just an absolute stud. So going in there and seeing Ohtani play in person, that guy's the best player I've ever seen, dude. And I've seen Barry Bonds. Ohtani's amazing.
Well, I don't know if the brother's juiced up or not. Barry Bonds was juicing, man. Come on.
Sam Solis reaches out to us and says, Mike Jimenez, Esquire in the house. That's right, baby.
Esquire the third.
Chris says Jimenez is going to go see a man about a horse. Dude, that's only when you go to the bathroom, man. That's to exit your way out.
What's up, Gert? Hey, Gert. Well, I did see your message, dude, on the X earlier today. So I'll go ahead and get with you, man.
Yeah. So lots to get into today. You know, we'll talk about Team USA. Were they playing possum, Joe? Because they played one of the best teams in Serbia and kicked their ass. And then the apologies from Steve Kerr after the game, because he played 2 Celtics, but the one Celtic he didn't play was Jason Tatum. And he's under the impression that he forgot about him.
No, Steve Kerr said, he said something stupid to the effect that he was going to roll out the team that he thought gave him the best chances to win.
He goes 40-minute game, baby. It's just a 40-minute game. But should Jason Tatum, first team All NBA, should he be offended by all of this?
I would. You know what? Steve Kerr has proved one thing. He is a bona fide dumbass. Bona fide dumbass. He is absolutely worthless as a coach. You know what? He is so worthless that they actually have to put him next to one of the best GOATs ever. And that's going to be none other than who? Spo.
Yeah.
They have to put Spo up there. Spo's gonna be one of the GOATs.
He is.
Once he
Hall of Famer
already.
already. Early
Yeah.
50s, Hall of Famer already. We'll talk about Kerr and just him wetting the bed when it came to
Oh
Tatum.
yeah, man.
FIBA Patty's out, dude. Patty Mills, the memes are out. Patty Mills is a different player. Yeah, he averaged 4 points per game with Atlanta this year. Was on the bench the entire time. Some games didn't even play. Goes out there, plays FIBA ball, 35 years old, just lights it up. Australia with a big win.
Man, bring Petty home, dude.
I know. Retire his jersey. Let's just make it happen.
Is he going to go to the rafters?
I hope so, man. I hope so. Sean Elliott had a big medical procedure done over the
yeah,
weekend, so we'll get into that. The Dallas Cowboys, speaking of medical procedures, lost one of their starters.
Jeez, bro.
Already,
man.
It's happening.
And nothing even happened. If you go back and look at it, we'll talk about it, but man, what a way to go.
Patrick Mahomes was asked the question, dude, everyone's getting deals. Are you underpaid? His response to all that. Our good friend Joe Coronado from the Chancla Academy, who was here last week.
That.
He had a post on Instagram. It was a poll. I was proud of him. I was like, dude, somebody else is doing a poll. And hundreds of people responded about the most hood high schools in San Antonio.
Hands down, man.
So were the 4 chosen the correct ones? You can answer my question on that because I have a post about it on Twitter, X at MJ Acquired Taste. We'll also talk about Deadpool and Wolverine because they had a record-breaking weekend. So we have lots to get into. And then, of course, you want to be part of the show. Our YouTube stream is live right now. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and on YouTube, but you can take part by going onto YouTube and leaving a comment or two. The QR code is up there if you want to buy us a coffee. And don't let the shirt and tie fool you. We need more coffees bought for us, baby. These microphones aren't free. 1,035 subscribers strong.
Yeah, I updated it. So
very, very, very nice.
One thing that we got to talk about too is that our good friends over at with Brandon Big Papi Medina, who hosts Generation Duo, and also the Wrestling Space with Elias. We're actually going to wind up doing a watch party this Saturday at Halftime Pizza off of Tesla Road. And that's going to be to go ahead and get the guys together so we can go ahead and check out SummerSlam, man. So that's going to be a thing that's going to be happening over the weekend. So make sure you all go and check that out. Come out, say hi to us, and maybe Mike will make an appearance there.
What day is it again?
Be on Saturday.
Might be able to make that happen.
Yeah. I mean, I know wrestling's not your thing, but you can always come in and make fun of everybody
for the
watching.
For the
gente, yeah, man.
Hey, real fast, if you could show my screen, I want to show you Ohtani's home run from the other day.
Yeah.
Courtesy of ESPN. This was just the sound of it was deafening. Look. He smoked it. You see where it says neighbor up there? It went into the concourse where they're serving nachos, where they're serving popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks.
Jeez.
Ohtani just smacked it. The sound coming off the bat. Dude, I just knew that I was in the presence of greatness. To be able to watch that, and when the hit happened, we just looked at each other like, what the hell just happened? Now, it wasn't the longest home run of the year. Don't get me wrong. But it was the sound. Because I was watching like the biggest home runs of the year. I saw the list this year. I think like 470 is the longest this year. That thing went off at the one that went 470 went out at like 110 miles per hour. This went out like at 119. It was a line drive. It could have taken out the scoreboard had it gone over, 30 feet more to the left. It was crazy. And then the Astros go out to win dramatic fashion. A Breggy bomb. Bregman hit a home run in the 9th inning. Walk off. For my first time going to Minute Maid Park. Mm-hmm. Am I suddenly an Astros fan now?
I don't know. You going to take the trash can next time you go?
Oh, dude, that was the joke, man. That was the joke in the hotel. All the Dodger fans just getting all pissed off about it all. They brought out the trash cans in the 8th and 9th inning. That was great.
You know what? Let me go ahead and show this because I want to show the.
Can they be my Sancha baseball team?
Oh God, yeah, they could. They could.
Well, no, they can't because they're in the same division as the Rangers. I now have to choose. They used to be American and National League, right?
Yeah.
So now I have to choose.
Now
I will say this though, not to get political. It really shouldn't be political. The one thing that really irks me about the Rangers, and I've been a Rangers fan my entire life, they're the only team that doesn't celebrate Pride Month. Every other team in the MLB does, except for them.
Unless it's mandatory and they don't want to do it. I mean, that's up to them, but it's a bad look, man. Hey, but I was going to share the flyer here that Brandon made. And this one is, like I said, man, come out and join us this Saturday, halftime pizza. We'll be there, Alamo City Podcast Network, And again, it's going to be the Summer Slam event that's going to be occurring anywhere in Cleveland. It's going to be a watch party, August the 3rd, 6 p.m., halftime pizza. And it is family friendly, so all ages are welcome. You can have, there are going to be some giveaways as well. So you can enjoy the food and enjoy the drink and just kick back. And you could even take the kids you wanted to.
Yeah. You know what? I'm officially dumping the Rangers. You know what? I have no time for homophobes, dude. I have no time for homophobes.
You were all about them last year when they were on that run.
No time for homophobes, dude. No time.
All right.
It's the year 2024. Get over it. So here's the thing. I'm now gonna have allegiance again for baseball. Now, baseball free agent. Maybe I'll cheer for the Astros. Maybe I'll cheer for the Dodgers. I got a lot of family in LA. Maybe I'll figure that out, man. But I'm glad that you guys are doing the SummerSlam stuff. I was bringing up the story to some friends over the weekend because they were talking about wrestling, and we were talking about the spaces that you guys have going on.
Yeah.
And how when I was at Super Bowl Radio Row a couple of years ago, I was speaking to a WWE star. Tell me if he's a big star. Like there's an A-list, B-list, C-list, and D-list stars, right? So give me an A-list star that you would say from the WWE. Give me a name.
A-list star?
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll go ahead and go with Roman Reigns, but before he got injured.
Okay.
Yeah.
And back in the day, maybe Goldberg.
Yeah.
Right. Back in the day. So who's a B star?
John Cena.
No, John Cena's A, dude. Everyone knows who he is. It has. I'm talking about popularity wise. Everybody knows who John Cena is. You're talking about talent. You don't like him as a wrestler.
Oh, you know who you don't like. You don't like some Shawn Michaels. You'd probably put him in the B.
Is he B list?
No, man. Who is top tier? Dude.
Who is C list?
You'd have to have somebody that always winds up being the butt of jokes, which is going to be like the Boston Brawler. Okay. Somebody's warm up, who comes in and that's their first fight in the WWE, and they always like that's your warm up guy.
Where would you put the Miz?
Miz is probably going to be your B list.
B list. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a good 15-20 minute conversation with the Miz. Had no idea who he was, man. No idea. So I was like, "Hi, I'm Mike." He goes, "Hi, I'm he gave me his name. He goes, "I go by the Miz." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Yeah, I'm on WWE." And I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Mike's like, "I don't give a damn."
He was a nice guy. He was talking to me about his wife.
Yeah, man.
He was talking to me about I was looking at his shoes. I was like, "You have great shoes, dude." We're going on back and forth, and I have no idea. I go to WWE, here in San Antonio at the Frost Bank Center. Took my daughter over there, and the Miz is out there performing, and I'm like, dude, he's so great. He is so great. He's so entertaining. I can't get into it on TV, but in person, I'm all about it, dude. In person, I'm all about it.
Yeah, and in person, it's different. It's always fun to watch because there's something different than just being there and not having the energy of the crowd around you, and that gets you going. But you have other wrestlers too. Like if you're looking at the women, Liv Morgan, I know you don't like her.
Yeah.
But she's
it's not that I don't like her.
Rhea Ripley,
It's not that I don't like her.
You don't like her. You said, nah, I'll pass.
So according to ESPN right now, the Summer Olympic Games, obviously they just got started over the weekend. Couldn't get started without Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg helping with the run. Tony Parker.
You knew he used that Olympic torch to light himself.
Yeah,
man. Come on.
So the medal count is out right now, and as of right now, Team USA has the most medals. We have 12 overall. France with 10. The home country with 10. They're representing strong. China with 9. Japan with 8, and Great Britain with 8. But when it comes to the gold, though, U.S. is not the leader in that. China has 5 golds. United States has 3. Right now, we're kicking ass in the silver medal category, apparently. We have the most silver medals at 6. So 3 gold, 6 silvers, 3 bronze. Have you watched any of the Olympics yet?
Oh, yeah. I've been watching all the Olympics, dude. You know what? There was a debacle. We should talk about that first. The opening ceremony debacle that the French put on. So it's French, so there's always going to be some pageantry to it. So they have like this whole mixture of art, and they have music, culture, and all that they're celebrating, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Down with it. And you start introducing some of the Cirque du Soleil. Okay, not bad.
Okay.
Cool. I'm here for it. Then it starts taking a turn. They start getting a little risque about things. Then to kind of end stuff, they start taking a jab at religion, and they start specifically taking a jab at Christianity, because they kind of had.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. So at the end, they have like they're trying to do like the Last
Last
Supper.
Supper. I saw
It was
that.
in bad taste, man. It's like, you could have gone without that. We didn't need none of the theater, to so to speak. It was just supposed to be a nice way of showcasing what the city has to offer with its music, its culture, its artwork, and whatnot. Things that make you think about France when you think of the nation of France.
Yeah, it's funny because I had no idea what the story was about,
Yeah,
because I
man.
was busy this weekend. I saw the photo. I thought it was in bad form. Thought it was in
Yeah,
bad
man,
taste.
It was,
But
dude.
it's funny because I saw an article about it briefly last night, where it was a religious commentator saying that he actually enjoyed it. He goes, I understand why people would get offended, but he actually enjoyed it for some reason. He just basically says that it brings light to the Last Supper and whatnot. Probably in bad form, bad taste, man. I will agree with that. Team USA basketball got off to a big win last night or over the weekend in
Yeah.
Group C, beating Serbia 110-84. Serbia is one of the nations that is considered to be a favorite to get a medal in basketball. And for the U.S. to go out there and win 110-84, U.S. struggled in the exhibitions. I mean, they almost lost to South Sudan, for crying out loud. They played poorly during the exhibitions, came out and took on a team that had Nikola Jokic and Bojan Bogdanovic and beat them 110-84. It got out of hand early. I mean, it was a blowout from the beginning. Nikola Jokic goes out with 20 points. LeBron James had 21. Off the bench, Kevin Durant led Team USA. 8 of 9 shooting, knocked down all 5 3-pointers, 5 for 5 from 3.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant with 23 points. Devin Booker had 12. Drew Holiday 15. Steph Curry 11.
He had trouble shooting from beyond the arc
Yeah.
in this game.
So look at all these players. 10 players played. One that didn't play was Jason Tatum. Okay.
God.
So first and foremost, let's talk about the game itself, right? Team USA going out there and winning 110-84. And the way that this works is they're in groups, right? So there's Group A, Group B, Group C.
Yeah.
And you have to win your pod or come in, I believe, second, and then you advance into the elimination games.
Yeah. And the way that you beat teams also has a part to play in it as well.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a point differential.
Exactly.
It's very
Almost like soccer.
like World Cup in
Yeah.
soccer, right? So Team USA going out there and struggling during the exhibitions, especially the one in London, going out there and having a starting lineup that I find interesting. LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, Steph Curry. Who created that starting five?
Oh, you know who did?
Okay,
Come on,
Steve
man.
Kerr, right?
Steve Stupid Kerr.
Okay, if I was coach of this team, Jason Tatum, who didn't even play, would be starting. Okay,
You think he's better than some of these players you've already named?
I would say that the bench is better than the starters, because if they were playing 5-on-5, LeBron, Embiid, Booker, Drew Holiday, Steph Curry, they would lose to Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
The bench team is better than the starters. It's insulting to see Devin Booker go out there and play 26 minutes. It's insulting to see Joel Embiid go out there and play 11 minutes and Jason Tatum
On the bench.
on the bench. Jason Tatum, who's the best player on the best team in the NBA.
World champion.
World
Is
champion,
on the bench.
first team All-NBA, Jason
0 minutes.
Tatum.
What's he-
0 minutes.
Maybe Steve Kerr's being salty because he's jealous that they won.
Maybe.
You know?
Steve Kerr coming out afterwards and saying that I basically forgot that he was there.
Oh,
I thought I had him in the wrong lineup.
Doesn't
And then,
surprise me.
and then he goes, okay, well, there's only 40 minutes in a game, so it's not like an NBA game where there's 48 minutes. There's 40 minutes in the game.
exactly.
Now, think about it this way. Team USA back in the day, in 2020,
Oh, then yeah, man.
even Keldon Johnson got some trash minutes, you know? Keldon Johnson, who came home with the gold medal.
And they rolled him out there for a couple
Yeah.
minutes, I mean, Jason Tatum, you can't make any space for him there in the playing time.
July 26 reaches out to us on our YouTube stream and says, Kerr with his small ball obsession and starting foul baiting Embiid, crazy.
Get Kobe's jersey off of him. As you don't look at
Vainstein saying that Embiid is the odd man out of the lineup. Tony Nala saying that not only was it Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton.
It was Halliburton
Also,
too. He did play.
Did not play.
0 minutes, man.
Derek White going out there for 60 minutes, 1 of 2 shooting at 2 points, 2 steals. Bam Adebayo, 4 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 rebounds. 2 assists, 2 rebounds. This team that's not a good starting 5, dude. That's not a good starting 5.
That ain't it, man. The the thing is,
that team right there would not win the NBA Finals.
They're going to be able to compete, but I mean, as you start getting into the latter part of play, right at the Olympics, it's going to get tougher, man. And this is a scary thing with Kerr. Kerr has trouble adjusting, in-game adjustments. That's not what he's known for.
He is like Pop in the sense that he is somebody who will get offended. He gets offended. He doesn't like to evolve sometimes because he gets stubborn. That's the word I was looking for.
They like the team they have.
He gets stubborn.
That's that Pop mentality. We like the team we have. Even though they're going to get you 23 wins, we like the team we have. You're not going to make that many adjustments. And then finally, when your team is riddled with injury, what happens? All right, I'm going to go and throw these other guys in. And then they start showing you, hey, man, this team could have been better than what you were advertising.
I know. And the small ball, I think, is funny, dude. I think it's insane. We saw Patty Mills go off over the weekend.
Oh, look at this too. Yeah, Patty Mills went off. This is a good question by JHNSB. Who has the best chances to beat Team USA here in the Olympic play? I mean, Serbia, you would have thought that they would have put up a better showing, and it was pretty close. Team USA started finally pulling away near the third quarter. By the fourth quarter, they kind of, had some separation there. But Serbia was getting really scrappy with Team USA. And I think that's the Achilles heel of this team is that if you get into them physically, you start pissing them off, and you start really going at it. And they had to be separated. LeBron James kind of got into a little scuffle. There was flopping and stuff going on. But he was getting frustrated because of the way they were playing him, very physical. And in international play, I guess he's not used to that. Don't be touching me.
They play. I don't want to say they play 90s rules NBA basketball.
They get
but
physical.
They allow it. They allow the push in the tussling
before the ball's inbounded.
A little bit of hand checking allowed.
Yeah.
It's a different game.
Different rules. You can actually start pushing each other before the ball's inbounded, and it's not considered a foul.
They're not playing 80s and 90s basketball. They're playing early 2000s basketball.
Yeah.
Like when Rasheed Wallace was out there doing well. They're playing that type of basketball. Group C of the Olympics has USA with Serbia, South Sudan, and Puerto Rico. South Sudan beat Puerto Rico by 11. Group B has Germany and France with Brazil and Japan. And then Group A has Australia, Canada, Greece, and Spain. So people are asking the question, who has a chance of beating Team USA? If you're going to look at it, there are 5 teams that have a legit chance, puncher's chance of beating Team USA. Of those 5, I think that there's 1 or 2 that have the ability to knock them out. So if you look at it, Australia and Canada. Australia, Patty Mills went off, right? It has Josh Giddey. But these are players. This Australia team, they beat Spain 92-80, a Spanish team that's considered to be pretty decent. They beat them 92-80. Patty Mills went off for 19 points, caught fire down the stretch. Patty Mills playing FIBA ball is a god. He's an all-time great basketball player. FIBA Patty is different than NBA Patty. He could ride the bench for the Atlanta Hawks, for the Brooklyn Nets, but he plays like a star in FIBA basketball because it's a different type of game. That Australian team could beat anybody. They could beat anybody. They've got size, but more importantly, they know how to play together because that's all they do is play together. It's not like Team USA, which has this tryout where they have 80 different players go out there, or maybe not 80. They have 40 players try out for the team, and they're all all-stars or former all-stars. And Australia, they have the same rotation, man. They add 1 or 2 pieces every few years or so. but there's a cohesiveness when they play. They play very good. Spain was supposed to give them fits, and instead Australia goes out and balls out. Now Canada with SGA. Canada has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, star player. You look at Canada's team, and they have NBA talent all over the place. They have a big-time point guard. I think Canada has a puncher's chance. Germany has players like Franz Wagner, right?
Yeah.
Young talent out there who can shoot, who can rebound. It's not sexy, but they have a pretty decent team. France, though, has 14 and a half feet of center. They've got Victor Wembanyama, and they've got Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
You've got the defensive player of the year, whether you agree with it or not. He was the DPOY. You have the runner-up. You have the phenom in Wemby.
Yeah.
You've got NBA talent all around there, and then you have a different rule set where you can take the ball off the rim.
Yeah.
You could take the ball off the rim. You can't goaltend.
You take it off,
but
the
you
rim.
can take it off the rim, which is typically a goaltend in the NBA, right? So if it's going up and coming down, you can't block it out, right? But hits the rim, grab it. It's different. And then Wemby being Wemby. And Wemby's a phenom. He's a superstar. Gobert playing defense with him. Dude, I'm just saying that Steph Curry and Devin Booker better be making threes. Kevin Durant better be making threes.
They're not.
Because the inside is clogged, man. The inside, it ain't going to happen.
They might have to put Tatum in.
Love it, baby. Love it. Love it. Team USA.
Steve Kerr is going to take credit for that. You know what? I made an adjustment and I put Tatum in the game. Stupid ass. And somebody in the chat brought up a good topic too. They said, why isn't Spo the head coach and Kerr is the assistant?
They do it like 3 or 4 years in advance. So it's not like it wasn't like it was 2024 and they decided, hey, we need a coach.
Yeah.
They decide this at the end of a season. They decided this in 2020. So if you look back in time, what was going on around 2020? Steve Kerr was on fire. Golden State was on fire, and they brought him in. I wouldn't doubt that it's Spo from here on out.
Yeah. I got an announcement to make too. Now, let's talk about that real quick. Over the weekend, I went ahead and announced a rebrand of the Two Shots. I'm not going to be Two Shots no more. I'm going to actually go by Area 210. That's going to be the rebrand of Two Shots now. It's going to be called Area 210. So you can see all the handles that I had on social media has changed, even on Facebook, on our YouTube channel that I had out there for Two Shots. It's now Area 210. Got to say, everybody's digging the
I like
logo.
it. It's a great logo. It incorporates the 210 of San Antonio, right? The area code. The alien Wemby, right? It's not Wemby's alien, but we understand that is kind of a thing in San Antonio.
Part of the cultura.
You've got the sombrero. You've got the banner that looks like it's coming out of Market Square.
Yeah, the picado.
I like it, dude. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the little alien, man. He's done in the Dia de los Muertos style.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot going on there. By the way, Team USA basketball next game is against Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, they play South Sudan on Wednesday.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
You know what? South Sudan, low key.
Yeah,
they're a hell of a team, man.
Yeah. So, by the way, this is July 31st. That's gonna be Wednesday, 2 p.m. San Antonio time. July 26th says he loves the Fiesta colors of your new logo.
Thank you.
They want to know when the apparel's coming out.
Oh, it's coming, man. Believe me, it's coming. I've been working on a whole bunch of stuff over the weekend, man. I was like, new logo for this new rebrand. Then I did the new intro for us as well.
Yeah,
that has new music. I have some other things that I'm going to be unveiling this week as well, because I'm going to go ahead and challenge the creative community, because I'm going to come out with a little speech, and I'm going to, challenge people here that are doing live streaming and podcasting. I'm going to challenge them to change the game, but I'm not going to only tell them and challenge them. I'm going to show them how we can do this together.
Very nice. Uplifting, baby. Uplifting. Yeah. That's why we get along with the other podcasts, man. That's why we get along with Rudy J and Mike Taylor, because we're doing the same thing, but we don't have to be adversaries in doing it. We can actually uplift each other and take each other to higher levels. I love it all. Love it all. Again, the Olympics taking place in Paris, France. Guess what I was doing last night?
What are you doing?
I was pricing out flights to Paris.
Boodles in Paris.
Boodles in Paris, I think is a go. I think it's a go. Remember I was telling you that the last time I went up looking for flights, it was $880. And I told you then what?
Can go up.
Not bad. It's going to go up. Last night, American Airlines, if you get there the Wednesday before the game, because I believe they play Thursday and Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
January 23rd and 25th, I believe, in Paris. If you get there the day before and you leave the Monday after, 5 days over there, round trip American Airlines, $660 including tax.
Damn, that's cheap, man. But how many hours is that?
$660. Well, the flight, the travel time is about 14 hours, but you're not on the plane for 14 hours.
No,
It includes a 4-hour layover because there's only certain times of the day. So you leave like here at, I don't know, midnight.
You probably go out of Atlanta or something.
Then you fly out of Atlanta at
Yeah.
5 a.m. and you get there early afternoon. I've done that before where you travel. I've traveled to Europe one time. Jet lag is a real thing. The only person who doesn't believe in jet lag is Taylor Swift because she said that it's a state of mind, baby. She said that to Travis Kelce at the Super Bowl when they're celebrating. He goes, I can't believe you're not jet lag. Oh, it's a choice, is what she said. It's a choice.
Yeah.
Jet lag is a choice. But I priced out $660. I think I'm going to nail down the tickets today, or at least this week. And then the site that I was on, which was googleflights.com, said that it was considered to be an abnormally low price in comparison to what it typically is, because it's typically around this time, 5 months in advance, $900. That's the typical price. But last night I was on there, $660. So now I'm looking at hotels in the area.
VRBO.
Boodles in Paris, gonna happen.
Boodles in Paris. We got to tell our boy Fernandez.
Oh, I know. I could just imagine. Remember that the photo of me and him at the
The 360
the 360 cam?
Yeah.
There's gonna be one. We're gonna have a selfie at the Eiffel Tower. It's gonna be me, him. And Steph's gonna try to get in, and I'll be like, no, I just want this with Rick.
With champagne. Prosecco. Be drinking Prosecco out there in the Eiffel Tower.
$660.
You know
That's a
what's
good price.
You know what's
dude.
been badass though with the Olympic Games is the backdrop of the Eiffel Tower when you're watching the beach volleyball.
Yeah.
I mean, what a setting, dude. You go out there and you're watching the beach volleyball, and when they pan out with the shot and you got the Eiffel Tower in the back, it's a different vibe, man.
Oh, most definitely, man.
Did you see what they did with the medals, which was interesting at this year's Olympics? They have a piece, a sliver of the Eiffel Tower and all the medals now that they're giving out to the athletes. Yeah, the actual Eiffel Tower. If you look at
they shaved it off or what?
Yeah, you see the medal, right? So it's like a gold, a bronze, or a silver, and there's like a little piece of like, you know, a little piece of metal there. It's like square in shape, right in the middle of the medal, the silver medal, bronze medal, whatever it might be, and it's actually a piece of the Eiffel Tower itself.
So I went to the Olympics in 1996 in Atlanta.
Okay.
Quick story about that. I was with KSAT 12, and since I don't work for them anymore, and all the guys over there, or some of them have left, it was myself, Steve Spriester, it was Paul Venema, and it was David Sears. And I went over there as the editor. We went with photographers and whatnot. And it was so funny because back in 96, they decided to send us to the Atlanta Games with no press passes. They decided to send us out there like literally 2 days advance. And they're like, Michael, go. I had just gotten hired by them. I was an editor over there, video editing. They said, go ahead and go. So they're all right, cool. Fly out there. I'm 19 years old, dude. Summer Olympic Games in Atlanta. Couple of things happened. Well, first and foremost, we're having a great time, right? But we didn't want to work.
You wanted to go out and explore.
We wanted to explore. We wanted to go to different events, right? So Spriester and I came up with the idea of, what do you say we do, like work really hard for a day or two and get all the stories that we need for the next week or so.
Yeah.
And then just show up for the live shots. Just put them in the can. So right away, dude, we found all these San Antonio angles out there. I mean, we went to the Dream Team 2 practice.
Yeah.
So I was there at the practice, dude. Dream Team 2 was shooting 3-pointers. I was getting the ball and feeding them, dude. That was so cool. It was only for a couple of minutes, but still, you know, it was like, here's Mitch Richmond. Here is, you know, just all of these different players. I'm throwing them the ball. There, we found some people from San Antonio over there. We were doing all these local stories. It was great. So day one, we did like probably 4 or 5 days worth of stories, right? For the noon show, for the 5 p.m., the 6 p.m., 10 p.m. We did it all, pre-produced it. I worked my ass off.
Yeah.
And like, okay, we have a free day. So day two, we just went out. And I went to watch boxing. I saw boxing at the Olympics.
It's nice, yeah. Boxing.
So I'm going to a couple of events. I'm buying tickets, and I'm going over there. I had money that KSAT gave me for like food and whatnot. I'm buying tickets to events. And I go over, and Spreester and I are laughing because we're like, oh my God, we had this entire day free. All we did was show up at 5 and 6 o'clock for a live shot, a 10 o'clock live shot. But all the things that we did during the day, we had worked on the day before. So we're laughing because we're like, we've got 2 more days of content that we've already pre-produced and created. San Antonio centric. It looks good. It's not aged. It's not dated. And then we go to Centennial Park, and we're hanging out at Centennial Park, and we're hanging out the AT&T tent, right? AT&T tent, hanging out, enjoying the music. It's a great festival over there. It's like Fiesta. Lots of people from all over the world there. We all leave to go for dinner, and we cross the street. We go into the TGI Fridays, maybe about a block and a half away, and we hear the explosion.
No.
It was the Centennial Park bombing. We are making our way because everyone's running away from the scene. We're running to the scene. So I wasn't in the park. I had been in the park all day long. Where that bombing happened, I was at for like an hour or two, hanging out. I probably would have gotten hit with shrapnel at that point.
Yeah.
But, it happened after we left. I'm running down that way. I remember hanging on to like a street sign as people were running by me. I'm hanging on because we're trying to go there with our cameras. Crazy night. So a couple of interesting things about that. Well, first of all the evergreen stories that we had were gone because suddenly we're talking about the Centennial Park bombing. That we heard the bombing. I wasn't there. I heard it because I was maybe 100 yards away.
Yeah.
Make our way back, probably less than that. Make our way back. That was interesting. So that whole dynamic there. Funny part about that whole story, though, is that I was there as a member of the media.
Yeah.
My first ex-wife was there as a spectator. So we were both at the Centennial Park bombing. It's kind of weird. But Midtown, Texas. Mike shoulder checked Richard Jewell.
Oh, God.
Chris Gonzalez coming out saying, I thought Jimenez was going to say he stopped the bomb from almost happening. Dude, I was at TGI Fridays. I was in the lobby, dude. I was in the lobby. I had just walked in the lobby. Very nice, dude. Very nice. Thank you so much. But it happened, dude. So I was at the scene of the Atlanta Park bombing minutes after it happened. Before the police had quartered it off and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Member of the media was there. Tall tale?
True
tale.
True tale.
I've lived an interesting life, dude.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the Forrest Gump of my family.
International man of mystery.
Let's talk about Sean Elliott. You can show my screen.
Yeah,
this is on Kens5.com. Article by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Kens5. We'll give him some love in a second. But Sean Elliott posted this on his social media, him at the hospital. He had a heart issue, atrial fibrillation.
Yeah, man.
And basically, he'd had to have a procedure done where they basically shocked the heart into rhythm. So basically, it was pumping blood, I guess you could say, beating irregularly. And he talks about the fact that he had an Apple Watch, and it was warning him about it. That's interesting. Saying that atrial fibrillation, your heart has shown signs of irregular rhythms suggestive of atrial fibrillation. If you have not been diagnosed with AFib by a physician, you should go get that checked. And he went and got that checked. Think about that. An Apple Watch catching that. Little FYI. I have the ability now to speak about my company and what I do. There's a reason why I wear a shirt and tie. There's a life insurance company that I work with that will actually provide you an Apple Watch if you buy life insurance through them for the purposes of staying healthy.
Yeah. In case something's happening to you.
So the way that it works is this, is that you need to keep the policy for 2 years. If you keep the policy for 2 years, you get to keep the Apple Watch. Now you have to pay $25 and I believe taxes for it, like sales tax.
Yeah.
And then you've got to pay into the system a little bit, but it's like you don't get a free Apple Watch, you get a heavily reduced price one. and you get the life insurance policy on top of it. And what they do is they adjust your policy rates. If you show that you're actually working out, you're doing your walks, you're logging into the system, you get discounts on certain things. You might even get discount on your insurance price. Come, reach out to a brother, man.
There you
210-508-0369. 210-508-0369.
Let me see. I got that number here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's my cell. I don't care if I give it out. I've had that number since 96.
There you go. There's a number.
210-508-0369. So life insurance needs. If you need life insurance, that's what I do. There's a reason why I'm dressed up today. I'm actually going to go talk to 20 insurance agents at an insurance agency here in town. And I'm going to see if I can become the wholesaler for their life insurance needs. So not only am I a life insurance agent and also a financial guy, investor and all that stuff, but I also supervise teams of financial advisors and agents and what they do. So they call me and say, hey, I have this situation going on. What do I recommend to my client? I do that. Okay. So again, I do sports, pop culture, nostalgia, but I also do insurance and investments. That is what I do. That's what I do.
Make sure you give Mike a call for all your investment needs and healthcare.
Well, not health. They'll do healthcare for you, but I do life insurance.
There you go. Life
disability,
insurance.
long-term care, health insurance. I can't do very well, man. It's too much of an animal for me.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it bores me to tears.
Yeah.
But
life insurance,
investments, IRA, 401, stuff like that. Business benefits. I can do business benefits. There you go. But here's the thing. Refer people to me. Also, refer them to me. If it's not you, you got a friend. You got a friend who's left their job. They have an old 401k. I want it. I want it. Right? If you have somebody getting married, guess what? They need to talk to me. If you know somebody's having a kid, they need to talk to me because they need life insurance. If you know somebody who inherited money or starting a business or selling a business, buying a home, those are the people who talk to me. Good times. Sean Elliott, man, congratulations. The best part of this photo, the smile.
Oh, yeah, man. He's always a chipper guy, dude.
Dude, back in the day, the Taco Cabana commercials that he had were
top
amazing.
Tier.
So, again, let's give some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 because he's the one who has this article on Ken's 5 about Spurs legend, Sean Elliott.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Man, I subscribe on Spotify. I subscribe on YouTube as well. 5,000, coming up on 5,000 followers for Locked On Spurs. Do a fantastic job. People asking the question, Tony Anala says, but Mike, making reference to Caitlin Clark, I have basketball turnovers in my lifetime. Can I still get life insurance? Well, the answer is that most people have to go through a medical exam, although there are some companies that don't require it. But for those who have really bad health, if you're between the ages of 50 and 84, you can get it no questions asked. There's a couple of companies out there, actually about 6 companies out there that do guaranteed coverage, but you got to be 50. There's one or two that give it guaranteed at 40, FYI.
Look at Sam Salinas. Mike Jimenez, Esquire III, modern day Renaissance man.
Fighter, lover, everything in between.
Oh, God.
But, I mean, I love the story about Sean Elliott that Jeff Garcia wrote from Locked On Spurs.
Yeah, it's a good story.
You know, it just shows how technology goes, and people are living longer. And we're living longer because of modern medicine. We're living longer because of things like this, because AFib is nothing to joke about.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing to joke about. And he didn't know. There's some things out there that you can't feel. Some things, there's some illnesses you can't feel. You don't feel sick, and all of a sudden it just gets you, right? His Apple Watch saved his life. Potentially saved his life.
That's a thing, man. It's a real thing now. Like, people have been, I guess, relying on these smartwatches. Whether you're an Apple user or Android, they still have their version of the smartwatch. But it tells you things, you know, like you could have atrial fibrillation, or there could be something else going on with you, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, when you have problems with your heart, it's not something you want to wait on.
That's the one thing you don't wait on, right?
Yeah.
And I've had some issues. One of the things that I talk about, and it's strange to kind of bring up a little bit, but this is my personal life when it comes to it. We talk about the fact that I was laid off from Sports Star back in June of last year, and that led to the birth of this podcast. I feel no pressure right now. I have no like right here, I'm just kind of just riffing, being myself and all that stuff. Doing a radio show is different, man.
Yeah.
And back in the day when I was doing my radio show and I was doing the business that I have, my health was failing, dude. And then you add the fact that I was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
I had such high blood pressure. I remember going to University Hospital's clinic, not the main hospital. I went to their clinic and I walked in there, and it was on Highway 90 and Montgomery Road. And I looked pale. And I walked in and I said, something's wrong with me. I think it's my heart. Am I having a heart attack?
Yeah.
They sat me down. They did my blood pressure. I had never had such high blood pressure my entire life.
That's crazy, dude.
My blood pressure was like 2 something over
Jeez.
100 and something.
Heart's about to burst, man.
And they're like, what's going on? And I realized that it was the radio show that was doing that to me.
Oh, man.
Because being on the radio for 3 hours, knowing the number of people who are listening, I had no co-host half the time.
It's different doing it by yourself, man.
Doing it by yourself. And, they would sometimes tell me, hey, we don't want Pleasure talking to you today. We don't want Spence wasn't going to be on. We're not going to have Rudy J on. Just do 3 hours by yourself. Like, that's easy. And I did it. But one of the things about it, though, was that it was ruining my health.
Stress.
Had I not been laid off by Sports Star, there's a very good chance I was gonna resign anyway.
Yeah, it's hard. You physically you couldn't take it anymore. It was just too much stress, dude.
The second I stopped doing the radio show, because beyond the stress of the radio show, it's the fact that I had a business that I was doing in the morning,
family,
and doing
and
in the afternoon, family, all that stuff. It was literally killing me.
Yeah.
So to come off here and do this podcast, dude, the only thing that stresses me out about this podcast is, can I get there at 10?
Can I get here on time?
Yeah.
And even then, they think, oh, Joe's getting mad at Jimenez. It's like, I don't get mad. I'm like, hey, bro, I could go ahead and just start right now, But we coordinate because you tell me, hey, I'm coming in, at such time. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a lot less stressful, right? You just come in here. I mean, we're just laid back. We're chilling. We read the chat,
Yeah, this is fun. This is not work. This is a fun hobby for us to do. Tony saying that we are scholars and gentlemen. Damn straight we are.
Thank you, sir.
Damn straight we are. And I'm doing the intermittent fasting. So doing the 14 to 16 hours. By the way, if you ever do intermittent fasting, by the way, Joe, I weighed myself before I left for Houston the other day. It was the lowest I'd been this year.
Damn.
Lowest I'd been this year.
I've been losing some weight too because I stopped drinking for a little bit.
That helps out a lot.
And I went back on the horse and I drank I had like 2 drinks with my sister over the weekend.
I went to a bar in Houston over the weekend. Very nice. It reminded me of 1919 downtown. So Jeff Garcia would love this place. It's called Permission.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of it's
like a speakeasy?
Kind of a speakeasy, okay. But it's a bourbon bar. They served me a tequila old-fashioned. I had never heard of such a thing. It was the best thing I'd ever tasted before from a drink and alcohol perspective. It was light. Because don't get me wrong, I love old-fashions. They're heavy. They feel heavy.
Yeah.
The tequila version of it was light. It was great. I had some smoked as well. Got trashed one of the nights that I was there because I was mixing, right? But the second night and the third night when I was just sticking to like one type,
you're staying in your lane.
That was fine. But that's what Uber's for.
But I'm telling you, man, the thing about Mike is like Mike really can't drink beer because it's just too heavy for him. Like to each his own. But if you give him Diet and Coke, like let's say Diet Coke, and you give him like I don't know, a bourbon or whiskey mixed into it, right?
Mhm.
Jack Daniels or something. That's your drink of choice. Man, you'd be like drinking that, slamming them down all night. I mean, you just pick up your hand, you're not shaking or nothing, dude. It's
Yeah,
like that.
no,
Even kill.
Even kill.
Even kill, man.
You got to stick with one, man, because if you mix and you're older than 40, oh my god.
Yeah, as soon as they give you a beer, you're like, that took me out, man. I'm too full. I can't drink no more.
Yeah. That's funny. Tim Gonzalez asking the question, did I buy my French flag? Not yet, baby. I'm only Team France when it comes to basketball because F LeBron James, dude.
I'm still gonna
Sith Lord asking the question, how were the tuna nachos? Okay, so I worked on Friday. So let me tell you what I did Friday.
Okay.
Friday, I visited and oh, by the way, we got to show this.
Okay.
We got to show this. We got to show my screen.
There you go.
There I am.
Lord.
Yeah, that's
No
business,
tie?
Michael. That's business,
No
Michael.
tie?
No tie. Sometimes you got to go without the tie.
No.
So I toured a company. This was cool. This is a company that does what are called, I can't really say because the rules about what I do. But long story short, there's different types of investments out there, right? And this is a company that buys offices and skyscrapers and buildings and hotels, and they buy anything that revolves around rent, right? And they outfit them in ways that people will want to work there, as opposed to like those plain Jane cookie cutter, go work at USAA in a cubicle.
Oh,
no one
God.
wants to do that, right? So these are workspaces. So when the employees come into work, they get to choose where they want to sit. They don't have assigned seating, and they go around and they turn it so that it's visually eye-popping. If you want to go look outside, they have desks all lined up. You can work outside. You can work inside. This particular company here that they built this for allows their employees to work from home 2 days a week. But so it's 3 and 2, right? 3 in the office, 2 here. But here they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to provide a game room with Xboxes and PlayStations and whatnot for the kids. Because if you have a hard time getting your kids to daycare, if you don't want to spend money on daycare, bring them to work. Look at all the rooms. It's glass, so you can see what they're doing in all of the different rooms from wherever workstation that you are at. And they have a movie theater for the kids. They've got places for the mothers so that they have to nurse. They have so they're saving money on the kids' daycare on the summers. They have restaurants. They have the biggest Keurigs you could ever think of, man. Any coffee, they're like, we're going to save you money on Starbucks. And it's how they're trying to show companies how to be better for millennials and how to be better for Gen Z, because they don't want to work at USA cubicles anymore,
It's
man.
boring, man. That's a
It's
grandpa,
boring
man.
and all that stuff. So they're like, they buy these buildings, they retrofit them. One of the buildings they're retrofitting, by the way, is IBM's headquarters.
Okay.
So what they're doing with that one is that they bought the building from IBM. They are leasing it back to IBM while IBM's new headquarters are being built next door. And then they're going to retrofit the old IBM building into apartments.
Nice.
And they're going to make it living space so that if employees want to live near work, they can go do that. Pretty damn cool, dude. Pretty damn cool. Look at that. That's just
That's
workspace,
nice stuff, man.
That's just workspace. Remember back in the day, there'd be like 8 cubicles there. Would you want to go hang out there and work there?
Nah, man. That I'm good with the cubicle, dude. The cubicles are just old, man. I mean, they're all gray. Everything's all muted colors.
Yeah.
It's not inviting, and it's not really lit in like a really nice lit environment.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So they took me inside. They took me to a restaurant, by the way. I was drenched in sweat because they had been pouring rain over there. And they took me to a restaurant and they ordered appetizers. I did not order this as an entree, but these are tuna nachos.
The tuna nachos. How are they?
And then after the photo was taken, they were putting salmon on top of it. I hate to say it, Joe. It was amazing.
No, man. At least it wasn't Torchy's, right?
I mean, Torchy's would never. This is something that is just, I would never order it. I looked at the whole menu, was not excited about this. They also ordered me some like meatballs with bruschetta. That was pretty good.
Where was this at, though?
This was in downtown Houston, the theater district.
Okay.
So, and then I went to the underground restaurants that they have over there. I did not realize they have underground restaurants there that connect the skyscrapers.
Oh yeah.
So it's
tunnels.
The tunnels. But there was an underground Chick-fil-A. There was an underground Mediterranean restaurant, an underground Chili's, an underground burger place, and it's all there. They wanted to go to this one restaurant that they had never been to before. They're like, we hear the good things about it. Ended up having a wedge salad with chicken. It was really good. Sith reaching out saying they were feeding Mike like he was a grizzly bear. Tony saying Torchies isn't that bad, man.
No, man.
Isn't that bad?
I'm good. I'll never go to Torchies.
Mm-hmm. So Mario is talking about my effing cute pose. Was this an effing cute pose? Is that what I was doing here?
Effing cute, get chulo.
Is that my effing cute pose?
No, you know Swiss will get a hold of that, man. He's gonna get a hold of that one right there. You'll find your face superimposed on somebody else's. I'm like, oh God, man. Hey, but let's go ahead and give a shout out here too to our boys again, Sith Elias and Brandon Big Boppy Medina, because today is Monday, and what do they do on Mondays? They have the wrestling spaces every Monday, 10 minutes after WWE Raw. Make sure you come out and you support. Enter the chat, man. It's fun. It's just X spaces. Everybody has some time to talk, and I like to go ahead and get in there and stir the pot and cook. Mm-hmm. You know, I like to talk with my boy Edgar over there.
Yeah.
He loves him some CM Punk. I'm not a fan, you know, so it's like oil and water, but it's all love anyway. So make sure you go and support and check out the Twitter spaces 10 minutes after WWE Raw.
That's badass. That's badass. Hey, the Dallas Cowboys lost somebody over the weekend.
Yeah, they did.
Sam Williams, defensive end, went down with an injury.
Oh, there it is.
There's some video.
And it wasn't really anything like, there wasn't a lot of, let's say, physicality going on there. It just happened.
This is courtesy of Z Hedrick TV.
And he's just in severe pain, man. That ACL went out.
So here's the play right there. The first day they had pads on.
Like, damn.
And this guy who was blocking it was like, I didn't do anything, man.
He didn't do anything. It just happened.
And, you know, you got to think about all the players that the Cowboys lost on the defensive side of the ball. They needed Williams. He's out.
Out for the season, dude.
It was an MC or ACL?
ACL. Torn ACL. He is out for the season. His season is over.
The Cowboys are now, they had a bad pass rush or run. They had a bad run defense to begin with, right? And for him to be now out for the year, it's not like the Cowboys are going to do anything with free agency, man.
And pour some out for the Cowboys, man.
So a little bit about Sam Williams. For those of you who don't know, Sam Williams has been with the Cowboys for just a few years. 25 years old from Mobile, Alabama. And he went to Ole Miss. He was a second-round draft pick of the Cowboys back in 2022. Just a couple of years later, out. Last year, he had 48 tackles, 8.5 sacks, man. I mean, he gets to the QB. He had 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries. Was going to be a big part of the defense for the Cowboys. First day in pads, out for the year.
And look at Tony Ornelas is talking about Torchies. He says, Torchies not great nor good. All right, but they have some good drinks. But try their salmon salad, Mike.
Nice. You know what? The tacos suck there, man. They do. The tacos suck. But everything else that's not taco related is pretty good, man. I like the drinks, the chips, the guacamole. I like the queso there. I like that stuff. But the tacos, where they have the Democrat and the Republican, and they've got the chicken strip one, and they've got it's gross, dude. It's all nasty. But everything else, I'm all right with.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys are now what? They're gonna be what, 7-10? That where we're going with now?
I don't know, man. To me, this speaks that this team is gonna be like a 6-7 win team, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see them winning that much. They're gonna be riddled with injury. They're not as good as they were last year. I mean, everything is going against them. The schedule's tougher for them this season as well. If they lose more key pieces, I mean, come on, man. The writing's on the wall.
And this is right before he got injured. Sam Williams out there. So this is why he's a fan favorite.
They're making time for the people, man.
He goes out there.
Look at that, man.
Thank you. I love you.
None of the other players.
Oh,
Ian
man.
Rappaport again saying of Yahoo Sports coming out saying the MRI confirmed that promising defensive end Sam Williams is out for the season with a torn ACL.
Damn.
Brutal. That's exactly what RJ Ochoa said.
Poor
Brutal.
guy, man. Hopefully he makes a full recovery, dude, and he's going to be able to come back and compete at a high level next season. But, I mean, it's going to be a long recovery for him.
Brutal, man.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, too.
Wait, real fast. The reaction from My dad.
Skip, man.
From
God.
Skip Bayless. No, but I think he's onto something here. Skip Bayless, FS1, at least for now. The Cowboys did next to nothing in free agency. I did not see their draft as instant impact. Now they've lost Sam Williams to a torn ACL. I'm sorry, but this is going from bad to worse. I cannot tell a lie. Right now, I don't see this team making the playoffs. I said my team, the Cowboys, making the playoffs. I see no lies. I detect no lies in that comment.
Oh, God. I forgot I was going to say this, too. Sid Elias reminded me. It is Dakota Rain Prescott's birthday. Is he going to get his 60 mil?
So he is 31 years old today. 31. Is he going to get a 60 mil? You know, there were reports over the weekend that the Cowboys did make an offer to him. That was the report. The Cowboys made an offer
he wanted. Probably not the offer he wanted.
Right. So
what did Jerry tell him, though? This is very telling what Jerry said the other day when addressing the media. He says, you know, Jerry Jones, you would think he could get anything he wants, right? He addressed the media and he says, at my age, you know, with the wealth that he's accumulated, there's things in life that I haven't been able to get. I can't buy them. I can't obtain them because I just can't afford them.
He's buying a men's national championship in college basketball with Arkansas.
So what are you telling me, Jerry? You could go buy you $100 million yacht. You can buy all this other stuff, but you can't afford to pay Dakota Rain Prescott 60 mil. What is that saying, Jerry? You like him, but you can't afford him? Jerry, come on, stop it.
I think it's funny, dude, that the Cowboys team is not a destination anymore.
No, man.
It is not a destination. Nobody wants to go there because Jerry Jones is there. They're going to screw over CeeDee Lamb. They're going to screw over CeeDee Lamb.
They're going to franchise tag him.
They're not going to sign him. They're going to franchise tag him and franchise tag him again.
That's going to piss him off, dude. You think he's going to show up and want to play one single game?
Instead of $35 million a year, they're going to pay him $22 with the franchise tag. It's going to piss him off, and he's not going to want to be there. And we're going to be here 2 years from now doing this podcast with 4,000 subscribers, and we're going to be like, Cowboys don't have Dak, Cowboys don't have CD, Cowboys don't have Micah.
They're in purgatory now. But, you know, the funny thing in this whole debacle here is, as you were saying, that, you know, team players don't really want to maybe come out here and play because of one Jerry Jones and the way he's run the team. Once Jerry steps away, maybe through death or something else happening to him, and his son takes those reins, same thing, dude. I don't think he's going to run it any better.
It's the exact same thing, man. And, you know, you take a look at the Cowboys right now with their roster. Their roster got worse, man, and they didn't do jack crap in the playoffs, dude. They didn't do anything. Now, people will ask the question, well, why is Dak at practice but not CeeDee Lamb? Well, Dak has been getting paid, right? Dak has been getting the $45 million salaries. He's been getting paid. CeeDee Lamb has been getting paid, what, $3 million a year? 3 and 3 and 3. This year, he's going to make 17.99. But that's so far. He's like the 55th highest paid wide receiver right now in the NFL.
Did you see what else?
He's arguably number 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go as far down as 3? I will not take anybody seriously when it comes to football if they believe CeeDee Lamb is not a top 3 receiver. He's got to be in the top 3. Man. He's got to be in the top 3. So for him to say, you look at the other ones making $35 million, him making $3 million on a rookie deal. It's a rookie deal. That's just is what it is.
He's making 17, I think.
Final year, 17.99. So it's basically 18. But he's got no job security after that. If he gets franchise tagged,
gets hurt,
22 gets hurt. That's why he's not there. See, Dak Prescott can go be the leader out there because he's been making
throwing the ball. Dak got hurt with breaking his ankle, man, but that was a while back.
But he also hurt his thumb.
Yeah.
But he can go out there and know that he could be that quote unquote. See, Dak is the face of a franchise, whether it's the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Saints, or the Jets, or wherever he goes. Yeah. He's the face of the franchise. Him going out there and playing on a 1-year deal is signaling to other teams, you can trust me. You can pay me. I'll be the good soldier. I will be the good representative of this team. He's a franchise quarterback. Dak is a polarizing guy because he doesn't suck. He's not bad.
He's just not going to take you to the promised land.
He's just not great.
No, man, he's not.
There's no greatness there.
He's just a guy, dude. He's just a good guy.
I hate to say it. The Cowboys had it before him. It's Tony Romo.
Romo didn't have it no more,
although
man.
Romo did not have the toys that he had, that Dak had.
And Romo was riddled with injury, dude.
He was. But the Cowboys have had good quarterbacks. They just haven't had a great one. And I know
Quincy Carter was not a good quarterback.
But, I mean, yes, that is true.
They had some good ones. Troy Aikman, you're always making fun of Troy. Troy is like the GOAT, man.
Troy was a mediocre.
Oh,
listen, let me finish the thought. Was a mediocre regular season quarterback, but was a GOAT in the playoffs.
He would get it done, dude.
Robert Ory was a 7-point per game guy, regular season. There's just some people. There's some people who elevate their level of play during the playoffs, and then there's some who are the opposite. Russell Westbrook, James Harden. These are guys who are what? Chris Paul III, regular season gods and playoff duds, man. That's all they are.
Oh, man. Sam Salinas has me laughing on this one because we're saying that if Jerry passes away and hands the reins over to his son, evil doesn't die, Joe.
That's funny.
But, you know, one of the interesting aspects of what's going on with CeeDee Lamb is since he is in his rookie contract, right? He's sitting out and he's going to get fined however many millions of dollars for not showing up. You know that the Cowboys can decide not to impose that fine.
Right.
So he really doesn't get fined at all. He doesn't lose any money.
And they won't, because if they want him to stay there long term, you can't screw with him, dude. I mean, that you just won't. Someone was asking the question about Patrick Mahomes, saying it doesn't matter how much they pay Dak or CD. The Chiefs are going to just win Super Bowls anyway.
There it is.
Patrick Mahomes was being asked earlier this weekend, do you feel that you're underpaid? Because he signed a $45 million a year, 10 years, $45 million. Most of these quarterbacks, like the Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott, sign the 2-3 year deal. They want to get paid again at a higher level and a higher level and a higher level, and all that stuff. But Patrick Mahomes, he reworked his deal. He's now getting paid $52 million, which is less than Jordan Love, which is less than Trevor Lawrence, which is less than a lot of quarterbacks out there. And he basically said, look, man, I make a lot of money. Mahomes is like, why would I be upset? I make a lot of money. Tom Brady famously took less so that why? They could get him some receivers that he wanted. Patrick Mahomes is perfectly fine with making less, not making the most.
We after we get into this Cowboy talk, we got to talk about some Spurs talk. This is funny to me, man. They have a stat out here I think you're going to like.
That's it.
All right. So this is what I pulled up right now from just, browsing through the X. Spurs Muse put this up. 23 players have played for the Spurs in the 22-23 season. 10 of them are not listed on an NBA roster. Look at, he goes down the list and lists them. D. Barlow, Gorgie Dang, Donovan Graham, right? Devontae Graham,
yeah.
Jay Hall, A. Johnson, S. Johnson, Reno with this, Romeo Langford, Doug McDermott, the guy we don't talk about, which is going to be Primo, and I. Robbie.
Oh, man. McBuckets is still available? I mean, Dougie, if you want to come back.
But if they bring him back, that means that they're going to try to win some games.
Dude, I think they have to unleash Wemby this year.
I mean, they still want to win games, but at the end of the day, they're not going to bring
We're
Doug
just
back.
hoping that what happened to Sam Williams happens to Trae Young. Just call it what it is. No one wants to say it. Everyone's like, oh, Jimenez. I don't want anybody to get hurt either. But what I am saying is that crap happens in sports. And if it happens to happen to him,
you're going to go see it. We got to tell the guys, man. We got to put some money together for these super chats so we can go and have something done with the curandera.
We'll drive to New Orleans first. Then we'll go further down I-10. We'll go to Atlanta, and we'll go try to haunt him at one of the games, man. That's badass.
God.
Let's give some love because I see the shirt that the hat that you have on for MCS General Contracting. They bring you that diamond hard concrete. Let's give them some love.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call, at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
How hard is that concrete?
Diamond hard,
It
baby.
is diamond hard.
Diamond
They
hard.
say we don't do it cheap. We do it right.
Do it right. See, if you want it done cheap and you know a guy who can do it cheaper, go ahead and hire him, because I can guarantee you in about 2 or 3 years after that guy's gone, gonna call my boy Chris Leha to fix it up.
Exactly. Because he ain't gonna go over there and fix it.
No.
I know a guy. I know a guy
who could do it cheaper. Come on.
We know the men who can do this
the right way the first time.
That's
man.
right, baby. Basketball courts, pickleball, tennis, a slab for a home,
A landing.
swimming pool, a landing. They did a sidewalk for me, dude.
How many times have the dogs got out now that the landing's in there?
They don't. Daisy's pissed. Very, very,
There you
very
go,
nice.
man. Call Christopher Leha, MCS General Contracting, so they can go ahead and take care of all your concrete needs.
So I was laughing earlier today because I was on Instagram this morning, and Joe Coronado, who was on the show,
good friend.
he was on there, and I had to take a screenshot because he had hundreds of people who were commenting on this.
Oh, dude.
And he asked the question, Chancla Academy, by the way, if you want to follow him on Twitter or any of the social medias,
Massive following.
nearly 500,000 followers.
Yeah,
I think he is
man.
at 500,000 followers.
Massive following.
He asked the question, which high school in San Antonio is the most hood? And he named 4. And they're all close to each other, right? It's all on the west
No,
side, right?
man, come on.
Memorial, Holmes, John Jay, Kennedy. And it got me thinking, because I asked the question, did he choose the right 4 for the most hood in San Antonio? Because I'm looking at that, and to be honest with you, I agree with 2, and I don't agree with 2 others.
You're going to take up Memorial and Kennedy.
I'm going to take out Memorial and Holmes.
Holmes isn't hood, dude. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to take them out. I think that John Jay and Kennedy are qualified. John Jay for sure is hood. Kennedy, I think it's a candidate.
It's on the cusp.
Yeah, it's on the list of those that are going to be checked out, right?
Yeah.
Vetted
Yeah.
for the hoodness. We know John Jay's hood. Exit 7, Marbach, you know it. Admit that, right? Admit that if there's a Mount Rushmore of hood high schools in San Antonio, that's one.
I mean,
right?
that's where the Edgar originated, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's synonymous. When you heard that there was a high school football player with an Edgar cut that went and attacked a referee, you knew what school he went to.
I got to say, that was the evolution of the Edgar, because when they showed him on national TV, that brother was rocking the mullet and the Edgar. He's like the GOAT.
Yeah. So we will go with Jay. I think you and I need to come up with a definitive list, though, because a lot of people have reacted to this on Twitter, by the way, when I posted this. Although Braley reaches out and says, let's discuss middle schools. He's saying Poe, Jeff Davis, King, Tafoya, and Connell. I said, don't forget about Saul Ross. Okay, so Midtown on our YouTube stream and also on my Twitter account says, Lanier is the definition of poodle, and I'm not even from the west side. Lanier. You know what? This has to be a poll.
Oh, God.
I think we need to do this. Like you know how we did the baddie brackets? I think we need to have, for the Chancla Academy's sake, a list of schools.
That was such a great
with a pod.
Yeah.
And then we go with the knockout elimination. Who's the most hood school? Dude, this is going to be fun.
We should get in cahoots with Chancla Academy to do this.
Yes.
Because it's his idea,
Yes.
you know?
It's
such a great poll, though. I mean, that right there, that's why he has almost 500 or more than 500,000 followers. Yeah.
Eddie comes out and says, I went to Memorial, and yes, it was hood. Johnny Rodden, he goes by Johnny Football, says, no Sam Houston?
Oh, man. Fort Sam Houston.
The film room comes out and says, where's Jefferson?
Oh, look at this. Jesse Martinez, Fox Tech, Burbank, South San. My daughter plays high school football.
Anthony reaches out and says, does Holmes really count? That's right on the border between hood and the burbs, at least when I was there, for what it's worth. South San is in the house. It's according to Henry Cavill. Jamal said, I went to Lanier, and how is Sam Houston not mentioned? Holmes was a very nice school back in the day, he says. Mario Cavazza says, long live Edgewood High School, por vida. The OG of the Necios, he says. Rudy reaches out and says, well, definitely my alma mater, Burbank, the bank, as he calls it.
No.
Kara, female representation on here, says, where's Fox Tech's on this list? Anthony says they left out Burbank. AC says exit 7.
Budo exit 7.
Ooh, HV, can you be at Northeast ISD school and be hood? Because he's saying Lee.
Lee. I don't know, man. You know what they haven't included? They said South San, but also, if you know, when you grew up in the 90s, if you went to South San West campus,
Yeah,
that was hood too. That's where I went.
So my daughter, Gabby, reaches out to us on this. She texted me her response.
Oh, God.
She goes, you want to know what a hood school is? Look at the tennis rankings, the tennis standings for the district that they're in. Whoever's last place is hood. He goes, there's an inverse relationship between it all.
Really?
If you are bad at tennis, if you have the worst tennis team in your district, you're the hood school.
You know where they're going to bring? Okay, you're in the hood school,
And then she sends me the standings for
God.
Northside.
What is it, John Jay?
Yes, John Jay had the worst record.
So you know what? John Jay has the worst record, but who are they going to have out coming out on the court? Coming out on the court right now to compete, whatever. Little Trixie. Not even spelling it Litt. Little.
So
Little
here's what I
Trixie.
have problem with Chancla Academy, Joe Coronado's list here. It seems as though hood to him means Latino, right? Because you have Memorial, you have Holmes, you have Kennedy, you have Jay. Those are all Latino oriented. There's no like there's got to be a white. What's the white hood school? That might be Lee.
White Hood. Oh, what's that other one? No. That other one that's right around the corner from us. That's in this area. It's out there by going towards like Tezel, off of Tezel and all these other areas. Right here off of like Culebra and all that.
Oh, a high school or middle school?
High school.
Oh, Warren. Okay, that's an interesting take.
Hey, Warren's seen some things, bro.
Warren is it's low key hood.
It's low.
I referee high school basketball. That's one of my mix there.
Didn't they get?
They're on my rotation.
Didn't they have some drug dealers and stuff getting the people shooting at each other in the streets and stuff? Come on, man.
And then don't forget the northeast side, man. You know what's hood? All due respect to my boy Rudy J, and all due respect to Carolina Teague, but Roosevelt High School.
Hey, Roosevelt High School is hood,
It's
bro.
hood, dude. What about people are saying Sam Houston, Harlandale, McCollum,
Clark, Churchill, Warren. White collar crime.
Yeah.
No, that would be McCollum, dude.
Is it okay? So is there a synonymous hood in being kind of a poor area? Can you just be a poor school and not be hood? Like I think about that with Kennedy, right?
Yeah.
Like I go to Kennedy a lot because I referee a lot of high school basketball games there.
Look at your daughters in here.
It's a poor school, but it's not hood.
Yeah, look at Gabby's coming right now. And she says Warren got construction
Careers
Academy.
Okay, so Gabby was talking about this earlier. She was talking about the fact that not only is it the tennis team, she goes, if your school has a magnet school in there, it's probably because you're hood, that they want smarter kids to kind of go there, right?
Yeah.
So Holmes had business careers. Warren has the construction. Even Jay has the
Just STEM.
has
STEM.
the engineering.
Yeah.
I think we're onto something. I think we need to have a poll.
Oh, Brackenridge didn't make the list.
Oh, Brack.
Brack, dude. Come
Brack, dude. Brack is OG hood.
Yeah.
So how many schools we got to do? We got to do 16, right?
Sweet 16.
Because it needs to get down to 8, down to 4, then down to 2, then to 1, right? So we'll go ahead and include these 4 schools, right? And I feel bad because I don't think Memorial's hood. I think Memorial's just poor. It's not hood though. It's just poor. And to me, to some extent, Kennedy's the same way. I go to Kennedy, I don't feel unsafe there.
They still got that old rocket in the front.
They have the rocket in the front. I do games at Kennedy all the time. I do not feel unsafe there.
I've gone to football games at Kennedy and stuff. It's just, dated.
I feel more unsafe
poor.
at Warren than I do at Kennedy.
No. Warren.
Dude, serious, man.
Oh,
I'm
you didn't
sorry.
even know about war until I started bringing it back.
But you brought it up.
Brought it up.
Even the colors are scary. Purple and black. I mean, who created purple and black as a I mean, that's like that. Those are the FU colors.
You're
man.
gonna be like, I can't referee here because I don't feel safe. Oh God,
dude. Then
Oh,
someone
man.
responded back.
somebody walked me to my car.
Someone reached out to me and said, "What about East Central? Can you be country and hood?"
Yeah, that's country hood. That's like, what is it? The Tulsa King, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be like, what's that other one? Yellowstone.
yeah.
There you go.
Tony saying Edgewood should be ranked number 1. This is a great topic because
It shut down the district.
it's like we should call it the Edgewood Invitational.
Oh,
The Edgewood Invitational tournament because Edgewood doesn't exist. What's the other one that have gone away? Was it South San? No, South San's still around.
and West Campus
It
is
was
going to be
West
going away.
Campus.
Look at Sith Lord Elias. He goes, shit. In my hometown, I sold weed to all the teachers, and the school cop would hold it during class searches. Give me the bag, young fella. I gotta hold it.
So Chris Gonzalez saying Warren with all those gated communities around it. Man, those gated communities were nice like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So, okay, so some schools that will be invited to this list here, we've got to have, we'll put these 4. We'll put Memorial Homes, John Jay, and Kenny on there simply because Joe from Chocolate Academy.
What about
says
Southwest High School, man?
that's country hood.
Country hood, man.
Do you know what? If you want to go like a little bit further out, I'll do games at like Poteet.
Oh, the Lido Pirates.
The light, dude. Some of those places are you talking about Edgar's? Those are Edgar's and those are Edgar's and tractors,
Come
man.
on, man.
Those are Edgar's with lawn equipment all over the place.
Not
dude.
the Lido Pirates, bro. You're gonna put them on the list.
Those are Edgar's that like go do ranching work, man. They've got all the lawn equipment there.
man.
They're not mowing yards. They're like doing fields and shit.
Look at that. They said Brennan had a few shootings recently.
I'm glad that someone brought up Judson.
Hey, we haven't talked about
Judson, FM 78.
that. Haven't talked about that one.
Man, I tell you what, man, Kirby and FM 78, from Kirby all the way to Converse. I ain't walking those streets at night.
Oh my God.
Tigers and cowboy boots.
Can you imagine, dude, with the chain and everything?
That's what it is. Dude, I refereed a high school basketball game one time in Utopia.
Man.
You know where not Utopia, Concan, where Garner State Park is.
Yes.
Dude, I had whatever high school, Lakey High School, I think is what it was.
Yeah, Leaky High School.
Against their maroon colors. So that's either
Can you remember?
that's either Pleasanton or Poteet.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
it's-
Pleasanton's green. It was one of those schools out
Yeah.
there, like Divine or something like that. They went out there, and the 14-year-old boys, like the freshmen from Lakey, were all white. They look like little boys. And then the 14,
God.
15-year-olds show up from this little town. I don't know, what might have been Pleasanton or something like
Yeah.
that. Pearsall, one of those. No, those are all green schools. I don't know. It was one of those schools. Shows up, maroon uniform, full beard, right?
Jeez, bro.
Curly hair, full beard.
Probably driving the bus.
Dude, they drove home. It's like they're 14. I remember the coach came up to me and says, prove to me that they're 14. I said, prove to me that your kids are 14. I can't, you can't. You know,
got a birth certificate?
you know, like the kids aren't gonna bring their
Hey,
birth
he got
certificate.
in the car with his family and everything. Come on, mijo.
I mean, that's not his girlfriend, that's his second wife.
Yeah,
They're
man.
14.
Jeez, man. Do you know the other school that has like some huge
Sith coming out saying, Mike called the foul. They responded with a throat slit hand signal.
Marshall? Oh,
Oh,
God.
yeah, Marshall's kind of getting there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of getting there,
They
man.
they were talking about Highlands. They said Highlands.
Oh, the Owls.
yeah.
You know what? Highlands, I really enjoy doing the basketball games at Highlands. I really do. I love doing inter-city basketball games. If you want to say like, okay, it was cool last year refereeing games at what used to be Blossom right?
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Taylor Fieldhouse, the really nice Northside complex that's at Harlan.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Those are cathedrals. Convocation Center for SAISD games. Those are cathedrals, and I love officiating games there. But when I go to actual high schools to do them when they're not at the district place, I love officiating at Linear. I love officiating at Kennedy. I love officiating at Highlands. Those are great schools. Southwest is one of my favorite gyms to do games at.
Look at Mario Cavazos. Laredo United High School sells birra tacos at their concession. Converse Crips.
Converse Crips. Oh, Tim Gonzalez gave us one. He gave us a good one. Is there a white school that is a hood? Madison.
Jeez.
Madison High School. I know it has a lot of different races there, but it's up there, dude. Madison's a school I don't like going to. I don't like going to that school. I don't like calling games there. That's funny. $5 super chat. Come from the Drew Show. Says my buddies live out by Mike. Y'all know San Antonio's trash. Y'all moved to Uvalde County. There's no international direct flights to Hood SAT. Dude, okay, so part of that is funny because I don't know if I ever told you this story, Joe. During COVID, you know how there was a big rush for toilet paper.
Oh yeah, the essentials.
All that stuff,
Yeah.
right? And it was crazy. And then you go to HEB when it first opens up, and there's it's kind of like Black Friday where everyone's chasing after stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. But during COVID, I went out there and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to go to a small town. So I went to Hondo and Uvalde. And I don't live in San Antonio. You live in San Antonio city limits. I live on Potranco outside of 1604.
Yeah.
So I live out going towards 211.
Medina County and all that. Yeah.
I'm about a mile from Medina County,
Yeah.
right? Which is leading into Castroville. I went out there, and these dudes that were there got mad at the number of people over there. They're like, we don't recognize any of you people. And they were basically like threatening people, and they got their guns and everything, and they were threatening people. And they were like, anybody from San Antonio, get the hell out of here. This is our town. This is our grocery store. This is our HEB. This is our supplies. And they were like asking for ID. Like they want it was like martial vigilante stuff, dude. martial law. And it wasn't like the police doing this. It was just dudes with rifles.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, dude.
Yeah, like you're not from here. You're not from here. You're from Uvalde. So if someone said they were from a small town and they're like, yeah, I'm from Hondo. Well, okay, cool. I'm from Poteet. I'm from Lakey. They were fine with. They got to me and I said, I live in West Bear County. They kind of perked their ears up. No, I wasn't gonna whatever. I wasn't scared or anything like that. I was like, I live in West Bear County. And they're like, by where? I said 211. 211? I'm like, and then this guy goes, 211's Castroville. And he goes, good enough, stay in line. He went on and on and on. I thought that was kind of funny, man. But anybody from San Antonio,
they're like, get out.
Get the hell out. If it was 782 and a high number, with a 3 or a 4 on it, they knew that was inner city San Antonio.
Yeah.
So that they kicked people out. They threatened them to get out of line.
That's ridiculous, man. I didn't have no problem.
Sam Salinas asking the question, does Helotes count? No, it doesn't, baby. It doesn't. Helotes is not it, man.
JHNSB says, F that, dude, for real. I didn't have any trouble when I was looking for supplies during that time. Because you know who came in clutch for me?
Yeah.
The Michoacana and the Culebra Meat Market, dude.
Yeah, the Culebra Meat Market. That was funny, dude. That was really good. Seth coming out and saying, Uvalde folks are wild. They don't F around with outsiders or Mexicans. Dude, just me saying that I live near Castroville was good enough for me to still stay in line and get what I needed to get. And they were so nice. Once they cleared out the riffraff, San Antonian riffraff.
Yeah.
Everyone was super nice.
They're like, all right, resume business.
And they were like, everybody, can we all just agree that we don't need that much toilet paper? Let's just go get a 16 count or a 32 count and be done with it.
Yeah.
Anybody hoarding more than that? No. And they policed it. And it wasn't the police policing it. It was residents saying, we are going to get equal amounts. No one is going to go over here and grab 15 cases of water.
Yeah, you don't.
No
need
one's
that.
going to do that. Just get what you need for the next few days. Come back in 3 days.
Yeah.
It was great.
Look at Mario Cavazos. I was using the 3 shells during COVID.
That's hysterical.
Dude, we even saw the little explanation on how to use the shells. We need to get you to watch another movie for this coming week, man. Something that you ain't seen before. Maybe for Thursday.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Deadpool Wolverine, by the way, before we go.
Oh, yeah.
Box office results had a huge week, man. Record-breaking week for...
I have them here. I have the take, man. I'll go ahead and show it to you right now.
It says...
There it is.
This is according to Variety.com, saying that Deadpool and Wolverine obliterates R-rated record with $205 million in the opening weekend, the 8th best box office history.
Yeah,
so the biggest rated R debut ever.
So what happened is this is the biggest R-rated opening of all time, 8th biggest domestic opening of all time. And what they did at the box office worldwide was rake in $438.3 million worldwide, dude.
That's amazing.
And it shows top worldwide box opening weekends for superhero films. The number one was Avengers Endgame with $1.22 billion. Then you had Avengers Infinity War, $640.5 million. Spider-Man No Way Home, $600.9 million. And that's right after COVID, when they had this finally being able to show the film show this film in theaters. Number 4, Captain Marvel, $456.7 million. Then it was Doctor Strange 2, $450. And then at number 6, Deadpool and Wolverine, $438.3 million.
Now, the Rotten Tomatoes are out. 307 critic reviews, 79% gave it a positive review. And of the audience, 97% gave it a positive review. I have a 12-year-old daughter, Joe. I know it's rated R, but sometimes we watch rated R movies with our kids. It is what it is. Yes or no? Take the 12-year-old to this.
Oh, she'll like it, dude. It's not like it was anything that was over the top there that they ain't seen in a video game already, you know? And they had like 8-year-old kids when I was there watching this film.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, it was a good film. I enjoyed it, but if you're not a fan of the comic or the comic lore, you probably won't get everything, but it was still enjoyable for me.
Very nice. I think I'm going to do it this week with my kiddos, man. I got to do it.
It was fun. Yeah, it was fun to me. I enjoyed watching it.
Anything to go to flicks. I love flicks,
man.
dude.
The old-fashioned Netflix is good, dude.
Really?
Old-fashioned Netflix, and the other thing I like is getting a good beer, and I pair it with the fish and chips. It's a win.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, it's about that time. I got to go sling those investments and insurances. But, man, again, I'm your guy. I'm your financial guy. Okay, there's somebody on this thread who knows this. I am your financial guy. I am taking referrals. My number again, Joe, my lower third, 210-508-0369. Hook me up with somebody who needs life insurance.
There it is.
Disability, long-term care. Hook me up with somebody who just left their job. Needs to roll over their 401k.
On the way out, the Drew Show gave us a $2 super chat.
Saying that Uvalde is 70% Hispanic. It is, but it's a rural Hispanic. And that is a different animal, man.
It's a different breed, brother.
It's a different breed altogether, man. Again, Edgar's in cowboy boots is what they were talking about there, man. The ranchers out there. Hey, Drew, thank you so much for the 2 super chats, man. We really do appreciate it, man. Fellas, everyone have a fantastic day. I have to go grab lunch. Share, like, subscribe. Let people know what we're doing. 1,035 subscribers strong. Guess what? When we get to the start of the football season, it's going to be big, dude. It's going to be big, but we need more subscribers. Let's make this happen. But everyone have a fantastic day. That's Joe Garcia. My name is Mike Jimenez. We'll get the hood brackets out tonight. We'll figure it out. We'll get Joe Coronado involved in that as well. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We'll be back tomorrow.
See you guys.